I forgot my iPad, so I'll just see the comment section if I can see them. Mm, I have a problem with my phone. Doesn't seem to work. Okay, so I'll go take my iPad and come back. Okay. My dog. Perfect. I don't know if people are gonna connect. So basically, the only thing I want to do is talk with you guys. As some of you know, I lost one of my best friends recently, so I'm not as bubbly as usual. And I look like a mess. So I see we're only two. I mean, usually it's gonna take around 5 minutes for people to come in. We'll see who's connecting with us tonight. Okay. So when you guys log in, you can just like type in the chat, say hi, so I know you guys are in. I hope everyone is doing well. So tonight I just wanted to take news from you guys because I think it's been almost 3 weeks now that I didn't connect. Some of you know I was not feeling very well with my best friend passing away. It was and still is extremely hard. Um, I promised myself I'm not gonna cry tonight. As you can see, I'm extremely tired because life didn't stop, even if she passed away. Um, and especially with everything that is happening right now in my life around me, I wish she was there so I can talk with her. She was kind of my rock, and I know her for more than a decade, so I spent my youth with her. Everything that I went through, she was there. So it's a big piece that I lost. Thank you so much. Um, People at church told me that I should connect with you guys even if I don't feel like it, which is normal. I think like when we're having a walk with Christ, it's never easy. I had nothing left or prepared for anything like that. So hi everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. And just recently, um, why it's even harder when you're close to a certain goal that God has for you, the attack and the slap are gonna get extreme, like really extreme. So I'm gonna give a little bit of a backstory so you guys can understand. And the loss of her was even worse during that period of time. So in May, I received, yes, Jesus is the King. So I received a call from, so some of you guys, okay, so some of you guys know, one of my biggest fear in the world is someone like is to lose my daughter. So my daughter is taken away from me and someone hurt her the way I've been hurt when I was young, and I wouldn't be there to protect her, right? So that's one of my biggest fear. And what happened is someone actually called child services and said that I was selling explicit content online with her. And I kind of got into a shock, like I have PTSD now because it's extremely hard. People are very disturbed, I think, in life. And when I spoke with them, they closed the file because they saw that it was not true. But I didn't know what was circulating online, so I filed um, a police report, and it went super far. But when it's false accusation like that in Canada, you cannot do pretty much anything if you don't have the proof. And I had an idea of who did this. Um, and I want to talk about pride. Pride can destroy people, it can destroy your life, it can really, like, you can hurt people badly with pride and ego. If like this is sinful, and I don't wish that upon anyone. So I had an idea of who it was, and I doubted it was my ex, so the father of my child, because he lost access to her because of certain things, not by my choice, but by the judge choice. So I didn't get to decide how it would happen. And he said that it was him. Like he said yes in an email in the court that he did that, and he had evidence. And so for 3 months, I was just in my head. I was trying to move forward in my life, coming on here with you guys, just building something more meaningful. Um, but even behind that screen, when I was with you guys, I was literally crashing because I just didn't know what was circulating online. I had absolutely no idea until last Friday. Um, and it was actually, well, I spent 3 days at the police station this week. We call that deep fake. Um, so basically, someone can just take your face and put it on something, and it's actually me that was naked online um, with babies involving in certain things. And in that, I lost my best friend. I want to say that if someone is hurting you, because it would be extremely easy to hate in situation like that. My heart is not like that. I don't hate my ex for that, because I just see someone maybe that has too much pride or ego and wants to hurt me purposely. But it's not okay to try to destroy someone's life like this. And really, like, this world, I feel it's evil. But when I saw the video last Friday, I was even more in shock, because the only person that knew what was happening was her, and she passed away. I didn't had she was not sick. My best friend was not sick. Her liver just stopped. They tried to operate her, and her heart failed. So the only thing I received is a text message at night telling me that she passed away. So, and that's around 3 weeks ago. And last Friday, I learned that someone is using my face on disturbing content involving kids online. And now the police officer is, everything is sent since this week, but I'm reaching a point where I'm breaking, um, because I just don't understand it, how people can do things like that. It's a very sensitive subject because my whole life, like I have a past like everyone else, and I changed so much. And some of you saw my testimony on God's Voice today. Like I really like I give my life to Christ, and every time you're close to something. So when my friend passed away, I started writing songs, and I started to have my voice back again so I can just sing and just putting it out there for you guys. And I'm getting hit with disturbing videos that is not me, but that is created maybe with AI that is under analyzed right now to hurt me and to charge me criminally. My daughter is my world, and people that are around me know how much I love my daughter, and I would give everything that I have. And so to have someone so close to her doing this to me, I didn't understand it. And I don't hate him for that. It would be too easy to hate and wants to vengeance. But that's why I have been very far and I have not connected with you guys, because I just wanted to be inside of my house. And I even shut down my phones because I didn't want to have any notification. I just wanted to be by myself because I felt violated, um, big time. Like I really did. And still as today, I just say I'm still in a mental state of shock that something like that would happen. We always think it's gonna happen to other people, but it's gonna happen to you as well. And so I don't know what's gonna happen next. I have a prosecutor in the file. Um, I spoke with my lawyer. There's not much I can do because like it would cost too much money. But I wanted to be transparent with you guys because when you have your walk with Christ, it's not all rainbow and beautiful bubbles and all these things. And everyone told me like, when you get baptized, you get baptized and you're like in that safe space around God a little bit, you get hit after. And I never thought, like, every time I was getting hit a little bit, I was like, okay, I can deal with that, right? But now it become to a point where not only it touches me, but it touches my daughter. And I just like I have a hard time accepting it. I cannot believe a father would do something like that to her own child, but we're there. um, so yeah, and I wish one of my best friend that passed away was here because she was there when it was extremely hard in my life, and I just I never I never experienced grief like this. And people ask me, do you grieve? Do you accept that she left? And because of everything that is happening around me, I can't even grieve. I can't even like look at like what just happened and the big piece that I lost in my life because someone is hurting me purposely. And I know in times like this, when we feel like someone is hurting us deeply, it's extremely hard to pray for them. And I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I didn't open my Bible much recently. I didn't pray as much. I was in a very dark cloud. Um, but I want to encourage you to pray for this person, um, because we all know that this is not from God. we all know that when someone is hurting another person purposely out of vengeance, anger, pride, ego, or whatever it is, like a little bit like Charlie Kirk, that passed away. I pray for his wife and his kids. I think as Christian, because a lot of us, like we say we're Christian, like example, my ex say he's Christian, but doesn't act the way Jesus does. Um, I think it's important to really look at ourselves and see if we still have a little bit of pride or ego. And when someone is hurting us, what we tend to do. For my part, if someone is hurting me, I'm not mad. I'm not, I'm hurt. Yes, of course I'm hurt. I'm gonna cry. Like I'm gonna feel shattered inside. But I don't want to vengeance on them because I realize that if really they had God in their life and really they believe in Jesus and they would follow his step, they wouldn't do this. They simply wouldn't. So yeah, it has been extremely hard, and that's why I still decided to come tonight. I didn't feel like it. I still spoke with Scott, and I was like, you know what? I'll say whatever I have to say. Even the church, I spoke with them today. They told me, like your walk with Christ is not easy, but people don't need to see motivational video all the time. Like you need to be very real about like everything that is happening, and that it's going to be hard, and you're going to get persecuted, and most of the time it's going to cut you even deeper than you think. Like for example, every time I thought he couldn't go that far, I would get hit with something else, and now it's like police are involved and criminal charges, and it's deep extremely deep. And I think that most of the time we just don't expect it, and we don't think people can be that evil, but they can. And so that's why I think it's so important, when we pray around Christian and we just pray for one another, like in our community. I think it's so important to pray to those that don't have God in their life, and that don't follow God as well, that they just live worldly and want to hurt one another just out of vengeance, just because they think someone hurt them, or they don't agree with their belief or anything like that. And I think as Christians, we should really take a moment to pause here and pray for these people. We really, because they need it more than us, I believe, because this is not someone that has God wouldn't do things like that. And I know a lot of people will tend to say, "Oh, he's in hell. He's this. He's that. Like he should rot there." Christ wouldn't say that. He would pray for them, and he would hope that these people come back to him, just like me, you, and everyone that just like followed Christ now. So yeah, I just wanted to take a moment to explain and why I'm so not as present and as bubbly, and I have a hard time trying to find subject because my heart is shattered. I'm broken inside. I truly am, and I never been that broken. So it's something that I know I will see the light, but apparently God shaped you in that fire. So I'll take one day at a time, and I'll just like try to go back to him and wait and see. But yeah, I just wanted to know how you guys are doing and what happens in your life, if you need to talk about it, because sometimes staying alone is not the right thing. Even if I did it, I can tell you it's extremely, like, I did nothing during the week. I just wanted to sleep so I don't feel, basically. I didn't want to feel anymore. This is pain that I cannot describe, and until you pass by there, it's extremely hard to explain it. But yeah. The thing is, okay, so this is another thing. It's been a long time I'm in court for my daughter. I personally didn't want to go in court because I know how expensive it is, and I never asked for money for my daughter. Okay, so this is not me. I sold my condo, I made good money. I was like, you know what, I don't need anyone's money, so I don't want to go there. But because like I have all the tax, I have everything, he wanted to ruin me. He said like, I'm going to make you suffer, I'm going to ruin you financially, I'm going to drown you with bills. I at one point I had no choice to go for the safety of my daughter as well. So because of that, I have no money left. I tried to deduct it, but the problem is he decided to do bankruptcy so he doesn't pay me because he owed me more than $20,000. So my lawyer were very straightforward with me when I showed the deep fake video about me and kids online. Um, and I explained the situation with the police and everything. It's like civil in Canada, but because of that, he's like, even if you want to do something, you cannot do very much anything because it's going to cost you too much. And because he did bankruptcy, we cannot seize anything. So basically, I'm being hurt, and someone is using, and we believe like it's deep fake of me online naked, um, and creating all these things going around and hurting me very much, and I cannot do anything about it. And that's the saddest part. So I just have to wait for the prosecutor and the police and that. Um, but I would say like I felt, I cannot even describe the way I felt when I saw this video. I broke, um, because I couldn't believe someone would do something like that. And I would never hurt, I would never do such things. And so it's a big piece to just swallow, to say that because of all that, I cannot do much. And it's just hard. Um, I don't wish that upon anyone. I know a lot of like, and this is another thing. I'm sorry, I'm looking for my words, guys. Bear with me here. It's not easy subject. I know women have a tendency to try to ruin men in many, many ways just because they don't have it their way when they separate or anything like that. But the opposite is real as well. Um, and I even try to make a deal with him so he leave me and my daughter in peace, um, to just pay the lawyer fees that the judge like said that he has to pay, and I would waive any child support. So I'm being like, I don't need his money. Like I'm gonna rebuild myself, and that is okay. But he didn't want that because he still wanted control. And so I would say right now I'm in like I'm in a state of mind of freezing, where it's like I'm so scared of what is going to be next, because last Friday it didn't went well in court for him, and every time it doesn't go his way, I'm getting hit, um, in multiple ways. So I'm in a state of mind where I'm just freezing because I don't know what's coming next. And what just the video in itself, I think it's extremely heavy, and I can't believe someone would do something like that. But yeah, that's the reality of things, and that's why I have a hard time coming in front of you guys and just be myself, because I don't feel that joy inside of me anymore. um, I really feel violated. I really feel like I can't express it. Like there's no word, um, in situations like that, especially when you don't see it coming. So yeah, that's the problem with AI. So yeah, I don't know how you guys are doing. I just wanted to take a moment to talk with you. Can you guys hear my AC? Can you let me know in the chat so I can close it because I cannot hear it? Okay, perfect. So yeah, what you guys want to talk today? I'm very open to pretty much anything when it comes to God and Jesus. I still have my relationship with Him. Okay, perfect. Well, this is a process that we're in right now. In Canada, I don't know if Kimo, you're from Canada. Um, it's extremely hard when it comes to the law. It's there's so many things that you can and cannot do, and it's a whole process. And basically, when you do bankruptcy, it like people cannot come after you really. Um, it can go far, but like you cannot seize anything. It's very the laws here are very different. I just don't know if they apparently this is a new law that the police officers told me in Canada when because AI can go very far with deepfake. They can like you can literally take someone's face and put it on someone else's body. Um, so yeah, exactly. Canada is going downhill. It's true, but apparently it's a new law. It's about I don't remember the name, but basically you can be charged criminally if you do certain things with someone's face or something like that. I believe AI is still a good it's still a good tool, but when evil people like that have that, it creates stuff like I'm going through right now. And I really don't wish that upon anyone because that was like on social media for months and apparently it was taken down. Um, but it's extremely hard for the person that is going through to just process it because it was there. So, like it was created, it was there. It was all around the world. Like it, it can go extremely far. Hi, Samuel. Not super well. Like I said, I lost my best friend and I'm in the process of legal things. Um, but we will go through it with God. So yeah, it's just whatever you guys want to hear. Like when I say want to hear, like the things that you want to know, like about God. If you have certain question about Jesus or anything like that, I'm really open to talk with you guys. I didn't have anything prepared, like I said, because I was in very dark space with everything that is happening, and I just don't feel myself much. Um, but that's daily life. I don't know if you guys want to see my dog. Usually she's not that shy. She come in front of the camera. I'm just gonna look at the chat. So how you guys like have been doing during this week? Yes, God is the best, and He love every each and every one of us. I honestly like at this point with everything that has been happening like this past 2 3 weeks. I wish it would just come now so it ends because I'm extremely tired. I truly am. Like I'm done with this world. Like when I see the evil around me, for me I cannot comprehend it because that's not my heart posture. I don't like hurting other people. Um, but when I see everything that is happening for me, it's just like it's mind blowing because we should love one another. We should really be kind to one another and stop hating everything. Like vengeance is not from God. Like I spoke with Scott before I came here. Like he's online and he can confirm that. If each and every one of us would follow the Bible and live biblically, we wouldn't have that much problem. We just wouldn't. It like it would the world would be a better world because there's no hate. There's no It's about loving and helping one another, and if someone is persecuting you, to just teach them kindness. So I just like, but that's me. I don't believe in war and all these things. We should have more humanity in this world. I mean, yeah, it would. It's true, and I see that there's still like good things around me. Um, like I said, I'm not in my normal state with everything that has been happening the past 3 weeks. Like, I lost my best friend. I have someone literally like destroying me. It just out of like out of nowhere. um, and things when you post things online, they can stay there even if it's AI or whatever it is. So I just think like we should have more law in place for that. Well, when I look around me, when I look around me, like when my best friend, one of my best friends, because she was one of them, like I have friends, I wrote songs and I was really like having my voice back and I was so excited and I was ready to go to the studio to record one that I made. And not a long time after that, and I actually sent them to Scott. And it's called Unshakable Fire. And not a long time after that, I got hit to a point where I thought I was broken before when I lost her, but now it's even deeper. And I have a hard time to just get back on my feet. It's like my knees are broken. I'm on my knees and I just cannot get up. And I know I have to ask God to give me that strength. And I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. I just want my voice back so I can release these songs. But like I said to the church, my heart is so not there because of everything that is happening. And I never in my life, like in 29 years of my life, I felt the way I'm feeling today with everything that is happening. And I know it's going to take time, and grief is part of it. And I just have to restart. Um, but yeah, I think I really need help at this point. I wish God would just like come from the sky and just hug me at this point because I feel shattered inside. And if you don't know what happened, you can go back in the front of the video. But yeah, let's say that the enemy knows your fear. He knows how to attack you to a point where you're going to feel extremely broken. But Christ is going to give you life, and He's going to give you that light. You just need to turn to Him and ask for it. And I know in times like this, especially now, it's extremely hard to do so because I don't know, I feel the world, I see it, it's becoming more evil every single day. It's worse. There's so many things going on. And that's why I think it's important to pray for these people to go back to God, because this is not, they need it more than us. Like we are saved. We're in Christ, we believe in Him, and we try to live our way and our life the same way as Jesus, but they need it the most because they're lost. Like they literally are lost. Um, so Alex, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a backstory so you can really understand. I was there. Um, it's been how long I'm here? 3 years, something like that. So when I separated, I had my condo, my other ones, and that girl destroyed everything. So everything I built for myself since I was 23 years old, I I just lost everything. Like it was damage all over my condo. My tenant was like, I really lost everything, and I had to do renovation, right? But because I separated and I had my car payments, I was in so much debt that my dad had to buy diapers for my daughter. Like I was literally, everything was about to bounce in my bank account. And if that would bounce, I would lose my house because I wouldn't be able to apply for a new mortgage. Like I would lose everything I have. And so what happened is my dad like stepped in a little bit, but I was like, I had the daycare at $900 a month. Like it was horrible. I was like, I didn't know how I would do. And so my agent came to the house, we took pictures, and I'm not kidding you. This is from God. Like I cannot see otherwise because of the time, the period like it took. And usually it would take like months before you sell your house. Not only I made 120,000 profit, but it was sold in less than 1 week. And I went to see another condo 5 minutes from my house, the one that I have here. And I was like, I know this is my home. And I said, but the price is a little bit. I was able to have that condo for less than like $13,000 less than the price that they asked. And that condo was not even on the market. My agent called me and he's like, Ronica, there's a condo there. We're going to see it. And I was like, okay. So when we feel that we are losing everything that we have, and I was in such deep stress, and I was like, I'm losing my home, I'm losing everything that I built for myself because of people. I was broken inside. Like I was. But God, every time you need it, He's gonna, like, I'm telling you, that He makes ways. It's so fast. It just like everything changed, and it's just there. You don't need to ask for it. They come to you. You don't look for anything like that. So I know, like, honestly, Alex, you must be in a difficult time right now, and it's not easy. But my best advice would just like be hang in there, go on your knees, and ask God to take care of this. Like for me, I was like, I cannot hold it anymore. It's too heavy. So just take care of it. And I took care of myself during that time. So just, back off a little bit of everything that is surrounding you and take care of yourself. Do something that you love that will like just make you feel a little better. And actually that's what I'm going to do next week. I like since I was young, I did the horseback riding, but like the competition with like it's not the rodeo, but I don't know the name in English. And I was like, you know what? I stopped for a very long time. And next week, I'm going to take a horse and I'm going in the nature and I'm going to walk for 2 hours. I was like, I need to get off of everything that is happening. And sometimes just doing that is going to create that little light and that little openness to go back with God, to just restart a little bit. And God doesn't ask you to be open so much and to give like to be on your 100% all the time, but it's gonna give you a little bit of that battery, that push that you need to just continue one day at a time. And sometimes it's that your walk with Christ is going to be like that, is going one push at a time, one day at a time. So, and I didn't realize that until like yesterday. And I was like, when my therapist asked me, she's like, well, what do you feel like doing? I said, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like doing nothing. I just want to watch TV, close all the curtains, and stay inside of my house. Like, I'm hurt. And she's like, what did you do before that made you feel good? And I said, well, I did this and that. She's like, okay, just find something and do it. And after that, you can stay home and do and watch your TV. But just do that one thing. Well, money is a tool, but we shouldn't idolize it. And that's where, okay, so the best way I can describe it is, sometimes people are going to receive money and they're going to be so attached to it because they don't believe God is going to provide for them. I was like that before too. But once you realize that money comes and goes, and just take a good look at your whole life. I don't know how old you are, but when I look at my 29 years of life, I never missed anything. God always provided one way or another. He did. So when you like every time you thought that you're gonna just collapse and you're gonna lose everything that you have, and you cannot go deeper than that, God provided for you in multiple ways. It can be anything. Like example, I grew up poor, so my mom didn't have money to buy food, but we had like bank food that was there. Like somehow we were still able to have certain things. Exactly. So when you look at what God did for you, it's so easy to say, you know what? Okay, I'm hurt. I accept that hurt. It's going to take the time that it needs to heal, which is normal. We're human. But to not forget everything that God did in your life and that He can restore all of it. You just need to trust Him. And by the way, thank you, Scott, for the songs. I truly find them amazing myself. Yeah, honestly, it shapes you. Like the songs that I have written, I think I have 5 or 6 now. I would never wrote them if I was not broken the way I am today, because it's in that brokenness that everything came out. So I realized that something good came out of it, and I just need to have my strength back. So now I can really sing them and post them online. But something came out of that brokenness and that pain that is so beautiful. Just want to see here. Scott is in which one that you are today I was listening to Ephesians because just reading my Bible is taking, like, just taking my shower is taking so much of my energy. To be very honest with you guys, like I'm very deep in the way I feel. I don't want to do nothing. Like I literally like, don't ask me to cook. Like I just want to sleep. But I was listening to Ephesians, and I was really listening to the whole book, and it reminded me of like the goodness of God and the grace that we have, so we don't boast, and that God loved us and He created us to have a relationship, and He never promised that we're not going to have any trials, but He promised that in Him you will find peace and it will be restored and you're saved. And if life, honestly, I look at it this way, if we wouldn't go through hardship and we wouldn't go through everything that is happening, like example me in my life, I wouldn't go back to Christ. Why? Like everything I have is perfect. So I wouldn't, we wouldn't go back to Christ because we don't have these trials. We would just continue to live the way we are. So in brokenness, like yes, it happens, but it really, like for me, it made me come back to God. So I see now we're three. Usually I stay like an hour. My life wouldn't be perfect without God. When I say perfect, I say it like, imagine if we didn't have any trials, any pain. Like we would have all the money in the world. We wouldn't suffer. We wouldn't have like anything like that. It would just like, you would live like normally without pain. I don't think we would go back to Christ if we didn't feel that pain. I'm not sure, honestly. I think there's, well, that's true, but I don't know how to really explain it. In my mind, it's like it's so clear, but I don't find the words right now because my mind is very cloud. Like there's a lot of cloud in it, because I'm just exhausted mentally and emotionally and physically. I literally like I'm nerve wracking with everything that has been happening, especially with like the police and all these things. But yeah, I'll try to find it, and the next video I'll just like I'll explain it. Yeah, I'm surprised Scott didn't talk as much tonight. Usually he talks a lot. I hear him like a lot, and he's like, well, I think pain has his purpose. It just like going through it that can be hard. Um, but yeah, Sunday for sure I go back to church. I love my church, and I was very like, I can feel the difference when I don't go. You need that fellowship. By the way, which church are you guys going? I don't know if you guys. So that's my dog. Usually she comes say hi, but she was like too tired tonight. You exhausted, eh? Yeah, me too. Well, the victory is Jesus coming back. And I wish it would be now, honestly. Like, I'm tired. It's true. Which book are you making reference to, Scott? I'm not sure. James 1. Every time I think it's me that has difficulty with like the technicals and everything with my mic. And now it's you, but it's okay. It's okay. It happens. So, do you guys have any question about the Bible, the verses that you guys want to talk or anything like that? Scott is very good in it, and I really appreciate when he showed me it. Like he showed me certain things in the Bible, because the Bible is huge. It's really easy to just lose yourself a little bit. James 1. I'll listen to it before bed. Well, the Bible is really a map. Um, when you go through certain things, I feel the Bible is something that it's God's word. So it really is going to help you in many things. And sometimes you can just describe like a little bit what you're going through and you look for Bible verses. And it's really going to help you to just navigate in this. I don't have my Bible with me, but me, it's a big Bible. Like it's huge. Not because I'm blind, well, I am, but because I don't like small Bibles. I prefer when it's like super big, like it's humongous. Mm. Well, yeah, because like my pastors say, like you like the medicine of your life is the Bible. So you know when you're sick and you go to your doctor because you have like a flu, or like my daughter is bringing home strep throat, like all these things. He's like, when you have like attack, like example like me or you, the medicine of this is the word of God. So you should read your Bible because it's really going to help you to navigate in this. And just to prove you that it works, I didn't read my Bible as much recently, and I see the huge difference. Like I'm nearly blind, and I feel like I don't even know my word anymore. you're never alone, but it's gonna help you to fight a little bit more. Um, and it just like really, it's gonna keep you steady. Like you're really gonna keep you in that light close to Him. What do you think? Huh? I don't know if my dog agree. I always tend to think that my dog understands what I'm saying to her, even though I don't think she is. But you know who Jesus is? It's very true what Scott said. So, yeah, on that, I'm just gonna let you guys have a good night, um, or day, wherever you guys are. I'm gonna try to sleep because I really have bad insomnia recently. It's not good at all. And I try to just stay hydrated and having a little bit more strength. But yeah, I'll try to come back next week. Like I said, it's just depending on the way I feel. I take it one day at a time. And that's why I wanted to talk about everything that happened in front of the camera, because it's not the way I am to just disappear like that. And I need to be transparent as much as I can when it comes to that. Yeah, I wish I would be the sword. I would want to be the sword. Actually, me and Scott, we spoke about that earlier. I don't think like everyone on earth has like are demon possessed. Like this is not realistic. It just isn't. I believe that the flesh and is really, your flesh is part of like the evil in this world. Like when you live worldly and you don't know the word of God. Well, that's what Satan wants. Like when someone at church told me that today, like one of my fellowship at church, he said, when you stay alone, you have a flock, of like lamb, and like in the Bible, um, sometimes you can stay alone a little bit. That's okay, but when you stay too much alone and you're separated from your flock, so example the church, that's when Satan comes in, plays with your mind, and keeps you down. Because prayer, when you come together as like a church, as friends, like as a family in Christ, it's so much more powerful because if you are down, they give you that strength to get back up. That's why it's so important to spend time together in this. Love, I always said love can change the world. If we would love one another and stop fighting for who's wrong, who's right, we would be it would be much better. Like, love is something that is people don't understand how it can truly change the world. So yeah, so it's been around an hour. I'm gonna let you guys go sleep. I wish you a blessed night. um I honestly don't know when I'm gonna come back. Like I said, I go one day at a time. If God has words for me or I have content, I will. Otherwise, I'm just gonna connect and maybe we can just pray together. That would be another thing because, like I said, I'm very low in energy. Um, but yeah, I will. I will see maybe next week. So I wish you a good night, all of you, and I'll pray for you guys tonight just to make sure everyone is safe. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.